Okay. Let's get this situated here. There we go. That's more like it. Impromptu hangs. That's what I like right here. Yeah. So I'm sitting here and just finished my Saturday. Got my chores done, hung out with the baby. It's beautiful outside. It's actually like really nice as far as weather goes. And I figured, screw it. Let's just do something live for a short while. I just put it out there for some of the other beer guys. If they want to join, if they join, they join. If they don't, they don't. Keith will probably pop on for at least a little bit. I figured just go live and just hang out and relax for a little bit. It's like I said, it's mid 60s right now. Actually, it's probably close to 60. Oh no, it's still 64 degrees out here. Sun's going down. Bugs are out though, which that kind of sucks, but I'll live. And it's been a really good weekend. It's the first second weekend technically with the baby, and things are going pretty awesome. And our dude's cool. He's mad cool, like mad cool, like. Breaking shit is what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. How about that? Try not to break stuff, but I do it every now and then. He's mad cool, man. He's like nice and easy. I mean, not to jinx myself, but he is just, he cries pretty much he cries every time I change his diaper. That's it. And when he's hungry, if he wakes up and he's hungry, he cries. Easy, make him some food. He eats and he's done. If he wakes up and he's not like really hungry, he doesn't even cry. He just wakes up and just starts looking around. He looks around, makes eye contact already. Uh, you know, he like one of the I've been reading a lot about like milestones with kids and children and stuff like that, and what you should expect at certain stages and stuff like that. And I guess like two of the biggest initial ones is head control and eye contact are like two of the bigger ones when you first become when you start looking at your kid. And they're talking about by a month old he should gain some head control. And by head control, I mean if you put him on the stomach, he'll lift his head and keep it aloft and look around. And by a month, he should be recognizing people, like making meaningful eye contact. He's doing that shit now. He's 10 days old. I put him on his chest. He lifts his head up and he looks right in my eyes. And if I move my head around, if I go like this, he tracks me with his eyeballs, which is insane, which is really cool. He's a big dude. He was overcooked a little bit by a week and a couple days, so maybe he's just a little advanced because he was in the oven just a skosh longer. Who knows? But I think he's cool. Yeah, you'll meet him one day. I'll put him on a video someday. Just not yet. I don't know. I feel weird about it. I don't feel comfortable doing it yet. Anyway, so I'm doing this via my iPad. Window beer review from Thomas chiming in saying hello and say well done on becoming a father. Super Sherpa saying the same thing. Congrats on Little Bean Man. Cheers. Yeah, it's funny because I kind of was like joking about doing like a reviewing my child, like and calling it massive bean reviews, and then like presenting my child on camera and being like, well, he's just he's a little bit big for his if you were to really look at the baby JCP style on the kid, he's a little bit big for his category, but also a little bit long, but nothing wrong with that. Smells like a baby. I was thinking about jokingly doing a review, but just reviewing my baby. But I think I'm going to skip that because I think that's just a little bit too much on the nose. But it would be hilarious though. So, yeah, today was an awesome day. So we live in a connected house. We live in an apartment, and the main house is actually my mother-in-law. And that is a godsend when it comes to having a kid because we have basically, and she's retired, and it's a godsend. I'm not even religious, and I'm calling it a godsend because you have like built-in like aid and babysitting and stuff like that. And while she's come down and supported my wife and myself with the baby, today's the first day we actually. today's the first day we left the baby. Since it was born, called it it. Is that bad? Since he was born. On purpose. Like I kind of wanted to, we went out for an hour and a half just to go do some errands, go get some, a plant. We wanted to buy a plant and get some, just to get out. I wanted to get my wife out. As much as she didn't want to do it, I wanted to get her out and just out and relaxing and outside of this environment and taking a break for a hot minute. We got to do that today. It was a really good day. It was a nice day. Got to go to the car wash my car, and then park it at Walmart to go inside when I come out. Someone dented my fucking car, so that's always awesome. But it's weirdly enough, now that I'm a parent, I expect all my shit to be ruined, so I don't care anymore. I have like instead of a TV, I have like a projector, like as my main watching thing. Like I don't watch TV, I watch like a 110-inch movie screen, and it's like from the ground up, it's like 28 inches, and I expect it just to be covered with smears of everything I can possibly imagine when the kid gets old enough. So I'm already prepared myself with basically all my shit becoming ruined. So that's kind of sunk in. So that's nice. And it's been a cool whirlwind. And today, I'll probably post this review of this. This beer is actually, I don't have the bottle with me because I got the rest of it in the fridge. There's this tiny little grocery store. I don't even want to call it a grocery store by me. That just has the weirdest fucking old beer. No, I reviewed 21st Amendment's Lower the Boom barley wine, and it was like 6 years old. It's the same place that I got that beer from. And this place is like think about like a New York bodega, but in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere. Like it's ghetto. They make really good sandwiches. They're really nice people, but it's somebody basically took their house and put like a small little supermarket inside of it, to the point where like me being the big guy that I am, if I walk down the aisle, like, and I don't turn my body, I'm like, my shoulders are hitting shit. That's how tight the place is. And then they have like the typical cooler that like every like little mom and pop grocery store or any grocery store has, to where they have all like the milk, the Gatorade, the Monster drinks, the soda, all that bullshit. And then that place is usually, okay, they use the back as like a storeroom for all that shit. Well, that's where they put their beer. And it's haphazardly strewn everywhere. Keith jumped on right now. And when I guess we can do that. We can play that. That makes sense. And it's so tightly packed and crazy back there. I find every time I go in there, I find some random shit. And I found this today. And I'll probably post a review tonight. So yeah, little 5.5-year-old brewery. Pale ale, 4.9% pale ale. Keith,
where was that?
Nikens. You know where Nikens is?
Yeah. Hold on, the cats are being assholes.
They're cats.
Go.
He's like, the cats are being assholes. Why need to say the cats are being cats? I don't know. So what's going on, dude? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Why? What happened?
Nothing. Usually when I plug my mic in, it usually just comes up automatically. But for whatever reason, it didn't that time. So I don't know.
Gotcha.
So just an adjustment. That's where you found both of those things?
Oh yeah, the other one too. Yeah, the Third Coast from Bell's. Yeah, you gotta go in there, man. Have you gotten in there yet?
Not recently. I've been in there before.
Just for the experience, man. Like it's so great. Like I walked in there. I actually went there because I knew they had Third Coast. Because last time when I got that Lower to Boom or whatever, I saw the Third Coast. I was like, yeah, like I'll come back for that. I know no one's ever gonna buy it. You know what I mean? And I was like, fine, I'll go back there. And when I went back there, they kind of like cleaned up and rearranged everything, but it's still like a fucking red hot mess. So it's awesome. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, there's the Third Coast. I knew exactly where it was. It was still in the same place. I was like, okay, that's there. I'm like, I'll grab that on my way out. And then I'm looking around and I'm like looking, and it's like, it makes no sense. like at all. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. You could have like a case of Brooklyn chocolate stout, and then go like Coors, Modelo, then like you know what I mean. Then have like a barley wine, and then Chelada, seltzer, fucking whatever. It doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And then like some of the boxes are like some of the cases are like filled with beers that aren't what the beer is. It's like they took empty cases and threw sixes in them or 4-packs in them. So there was like 2 of them that were like this, kind of like wedged together, but like there was room behind it. So I parted it, and there was this brewery here, like wedged away in the back. Like I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like 6 years old. I was like, okay. And at first I was gonna be like, I want the front, and there's no price, and I'm like, can I price on this? I'm like, there's no way this is expensive. They don't even know what the fuck this is. And it was like $9 for $7.50. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. The 6-pack was $14. You know what I mean, of barley wine. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, it was probably got when they priced it that way when they got it 5 years ago. You know, so yeah. Trying to sit outside here, relax. The mosquitoes are fucking killing me.
Oh, they're out already?
Wait a second, I'm gonna get some bug spray.
Hello, everyone. Matt's spraying himself with bug spray. I'm drinking Miller High Life. I just picked up
I
12-pack.
saw that. I love you even more now.
And
what are you up to today?
nothing. I was just over at my parents'. My dad needed help moving a couch, and I was going through some stuff, and then I came back here, and I'm going to go through some of the stuff that I brought back from my parents' house, and then I'm making dinner for when Katie gets home because she had to work today.
What time did you get off?
She gets out at 6:30, so she'll be home around 7-ish.
What are you making?
What?
What are you making?
Sloppy Joes.
Nice.
I might make nachos, maybe as well.
What do you use for the sloppy Joe?
Just
Like
like
tofu crumble or something, or
yeah, it's some sort of
soy crumble.
yeah. It might not be soy, it might be wheat. Like they use like wheat gluten stuff.
Yeah, we made sloppy Joes like a month or two. No, it was a while ago because before she was pregnant, I think. No, we did it when she was pregnant because I used turkey instead of beef. And it was really good. I haven't had sloppy Joe in like decades.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing later, and then yeah, probably do some dishes.
Still my beating heart. What do you got going on beer wise? I saw you posted the that Hop Butcher review today. I actually did not watch it. What did you think of that beer?
I thought that one was awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to hate it because it was like a big triple IPA.
Yeah.
It's good. What do you want me to say? I'm like, I want to hate it, but I can't. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at one point I was like, I want this to be like 4% or whatever, like so that I could just drink it all the time. Like I don't want.
But it drank. It wasn't. It was like 10%. They drank like 6. It was a huge beer, so you couldn't get too pissed at it.
Yeah.
I just want until when someone invents the negative 5% beer, I can't wait till someone invents that. Dude, they have Narcan. Why can't they have negative % beer?
I don't think it works the same way. I don't know chemistry or anything like that, but that's what I assume.
Okay, I'll sort something out. I don't care.
Yeah, and also if I'm remembering correctly, because I also had another, I think it was that one, but like it also didn't, like with IPAs and stuff, they get like super heavy, and that one wasn't like overly sweet. I mean, it was sweet, obviously, but it wasn't like I think it
I
was
know.
that one,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like gross sweet. It like
Yeah.
it was
Appropriate
like
sweet.
yeah. So I thought it was really good.
Where did I go today? I went to Bottle King. They had a bunch of shit. They had a bunch of Grim at Bottle King today.
The Mansfield one?
Yeah, they had a bunch of Grim, a bunch of Cane, non-regular Cane, like some of their more boutique shit, and they had a bunch of new shit. I haven't been there in a while. They had some good stuff. I picked up my favorite. So every time I get in trouble, so if I have a couple beers, that usually if I have like 4 or 5 beers in a night, if I'm really kind of drinking some beers, I just want to have a dark beer and be done with my night. You know what I mean? But the problem with that is that 99% of the time, the dark beer I have in my fridge is like a 15% barrel aged imperial stout, and I don't want to drink it. But then I go, fuck it, that's all I got. So I got myself. I always forget to pick it up. I pick up a 6-pack of Anchor Porter, and like that's like whatever 5%, and it tastes like an 8% fucking imperial porter. And it's like why don't you just keep these like a lawyer on retainer? Just like at all times you must have these in your fucking fridge. That will do it. I will drink that and be like, this is exactly what I want. This is what I want. I want dessert before I go to bed. And such a good beer. That's the one. Didn't you pick up the Anchor? No, it was Sammy Smith's porter, right? Or was it Anchor?
No, it was both. So I picked up a 4-pack of their winter ale. It was right before Thanksgiving because I bought them for Thanksgiving. And I got a 4-pack of Samuel Smith's winter ale that was like, I think that was like 27, because I think they do like the split years or whatever. So it was 2017, 2018. And then I got a 6-pack of Anchor Porter, and that was 2018. Yeah, it was just like, it was like some liquor store on Route 40. Actually, it was if you're coming back from Magnify on 46, there's that little plaza on there's a little plaza with the Dunkin' Donuts, and there's a liquor store in there. I don't know if you've been out
close to Magnify.
Yeah, it's like right. Yeah, it's less than a mile away from. Because there's that like steakhouse place, and then there's the McDonald's, and then like a little after that, there's like.
I don't think I've ever messed with anything around Magnify. I think 99% of the time, I want to go to Magnify. I'm just getting there and getting the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've never like dilly-dallied around there. Like it's always been like, and I don't think I've ever. I think I went to Magnify once on purpose, or I mean not on purpose. Like once as like my trip is today. I'm going to Magnify. Like there's been times where like I'll be driving and then I'm like, I want to stop one more place. Oh fuck, Magnify's on the way home. I'll stop there. Or like one time I was leaving fucking Manhattan and I got stuck in horrible traffic. I'm like, I might as well just stop at Magnify, drink for an hour, and fucking get back on the highway. And it's just that I'm gonna get home at the same exact fucking time. It's like that's why I stopped at Magnify.
Yeah, I wasn't. I think I was working out that way, and I just stopped there as just like I had never been in there before kind of thing. Yeah, actually, I ended up. I'm pretty sure I got one of them for free. I think I got the Samuel Smith for free because the guy scanned it and he was like, and it didn't scan, so he's like, I didn't even know I had this, so you can have it. I was like, oh, can I go get the other 3 4-packs that were over there?
You need to go back with your mustache off and be like, hello, sir, this is my first time here. Can I take these? Next time you do it, it'd be like, oh yeah, it's not ringing up. These are 20 piece.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. So it was like 2 years old, 3 years old. It was the Samuel Smiths was good, but the Angkor Porter was a bit oxidized, a little more than like
You'd like.
Yeah.
Well,
It was, I mean, it was good. It was just very wet cardboard-y.
So you said your dad's going away, or your parents are going away again this week, something like that?
Yeah, they're I helped my dad move a couch because they're taking my brother moved to Massachusetts, so they're taking him the couch and a couple other things.
Did he get a job out that way?
Yeah, so he works for a solar company, and when he was first going to work for them, he was going to move up to Massachusetts, but then they were like, "Oh no, we need people in New Jersey." So then he got an apartment like down in Central Jersey, and then my cousin who got him the job got a promotion recently. So he was like, "Oh, Corey, you're gonna come up here and you're gonna work for me or whatever." And then apparently my cousin got fired like a week later. So my brother's still working for the company, but yeah, he's working up there now.
Whereabouts?
I don't know. He at the moment he's living with our cousin, but I don't know where she lives, so
fair enough.
No idea.
Okay. I'm gonna grab a beer. Give me a sec.
So, how's everyone doing? There are no comments to read, really. I assume that Matt read all those. There hasn't been any new ones. So, yeah. Hope everyone's doing okay. It's hot out now. It's gross. I'm sweating all the time. Yeah. I keep saying I'm going to do a live stream, but I never know what to talk about. So I probably won't do a live stream.
Oy vey.
And Matt's back.
And I'm back. Can't believe how many bugs are out, dude. I was like so pumped because I'm like, okay, I'll go sit outside and it'll be like one of the rare few times I get to sit outside and I don't have to worry about the bugs. Liar, pants on fire. So what do you have coming up review wise? Anything good? Did you have anything lately that you filmed and you're like, this is fucking awesome?
Yes. Katie and I did a couple the other night, and when we went up to the Berkshires in January, we brought back this stout from a local brewery that was up there. We got it from a store, but it was a local brewery, and it was an imperial stout, and it was awesome. It was
like you didn't know it was awesome until you opened it.
Yeah.
Like, to do it.
Yeah. Because we bought a 4-pack, and then when I brought it back, one of the cans leaked. And so and then I gave one can to Katie's dad, and then we opened 2 cans when we did the review. So Yeah, had no idea.
What was the name of the place?
Wandering Star.
Yeah, never heard of them.
They're in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, fuck me.
And then, what were the other beers we did that night? We actually did like 3 like crazy big stout kind of things. We did Tired Hands Golden Void, which I guess is supposed to be like golden stout, but it had like cinnamon and ginger and vanilla and peppercorns and turmeric and all this others and coconut.
I've had their void and their coffee void before, so it's probably the same thing, but the light, like a light malt version of that, I would assume.
Yeah, I guess. It came off kind of like a turmeric latte kind of thing, but it wasn't. I mean, it was like 5 months old when we drank it, because it was like canned in October, I think. But it was good, but it wasn't what we were expecting it to be. So I don't know if some of those things fell off or what. Or
golden stouts or white stouts usually come off more like just unnecessarily sweet. Like they don't have the roast component to them, so they come off like they have like a stout kind of vibe to them, but they end up being like kind of too sweet for me typically.
That was not. Well, that was the other thing. Like with all that other stuff in it, it was like we were expecting it to be sweet, and it wasn't really that sweet. I mean, I think it was like 11%, and it didn't really come off like that. But well, it came off as 11%, but like it didn't come off as like super sweet or anything. And then the other beer that we did was a 12% pastry stout from a Greek brewery that was contract brewed in the States, and it was like it's 12%, and it was like a tiramisu supposed thing. Bought it up at the liquor store up here, and that was really good. We had both had it before we did the review, but it was super good. Yeah.
Nice.
And then, yeah, I don't know. Is that a brewery good?
It's awesome, it's awesome. I'll put the review up tonight actually. But it's really good. It's better than what I thought it was. So like lately, basically it's 4.9% Belgian style pale ale. Done. Hopped like aggressively hopped. And like
you said 9%?
No, 4.9%.
Oh, 4.9%.
Yeah. And I've been really like wanting a real legit Belgian pale ale for a while now. Like I just haven't seen anybody make one, and when I have, I picked them up, and they're just not good. Like I had a couple different ones from a couple different breweries, mostly American breweries, because I'm trying new shit. And I'm like, this is not a Belgian pale ale. You know what I mean? Like this is like, and I figured 2 things are going to happen here. One, it's definitely going to be a more traditional style Belgian pale ale because it's the brewery, but it's also 5.5 years old. So who the fuck knows what I'm going to get? You know what I mean? And it was exactly what I've been looking for the past several months. Like I was like, this is what I wanted, and it's what I got. And it's absolutely delicious. for $9 to $7.50. It's very much kind of like delicious. That's all I know. I wish I had this in a Sixtel. Let's put it that way.
Did you drink those?
Coast good too.
What?
At Third Coast, I did a video of that too, and that was really good. So I did 3 reviews today, and all 3 were really good.
Did you drink? I assume you did, but those beers I gave you, the bourbon barrel aged Delirium and that Goose Island thing. Did you?
Yes, I did them. I did them actually the day after you gave me. I did them as a live video.
Oh.
I drank them both in the same video, okay, I'll just drink them and do like live stuff. So they're up there somewhere. The Goose Island I thought was really good. I was extremely, extremely disappointed by the Delirium one.
Yeah.
Like extremely. Like it almost like I'd rather drink just non-barrel aged Delirium over.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't off. It was just like it was almost like somehow by barrel aging it, they made it less of a beer.
Yeah, it seemed like. Yeah.
Because what was that? That was like a blend of Nocturnum and something else.
No, I think from what I've read, it didn't say it on the bottle, but from what I read online, it's basically just bourbon barrel aged Nocturnum.
It can't be. It cannot be because it would be lighter than Nocturnum. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how you could barrel age a beer and have it be lighter. And then I think it was a combination of Nocturnum and something else, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I looked it up for 2 minutes. I didn't put much effort into looking it up, so no idea.
Yeah. Man, I like taking a beat now here. So I got my second shot yesterday.
Oh,
yeah. And I feel probably better today than I have felt in months. So there's that. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna get your second shot, and you're gonna wish you got COVID." You know, like okay. Like half the time, I think those people are like just making shit up. You know, and they're not making shit up like they're just lying, but they're like imagining these things happening to themselves. It's not actually happening. Yeah. And then Katie, you already got hers, or she got it scheduled?
It's scheduled. I think she gets her first shot next Friday.
Her mom didn't get you one yet. Come on.
We were supposed to try 2, and then we ended up going to sleep early last night because we were both tired. But yeah, working on it at least.
Man. So when both you guys get them, how do you think you'll go back to normal?
I'm not. Well, I mean, this is basically normal. It's basically been a normal. I was talking to Katie the other day because she was talking to me about how she misses hanging out with her friends and seeing her family as much as she used to and all that stuff. And I was like, the only thing I miss is going to breweries with Mac because that's basically the only thing I did.
But I mean, that's the thing, though. It wasn't so much like, because we could technically, well, with the baby kind of complicates stuff, but we could technically do it now. But it used to be like, we wouldn't make plans, and then it'd be like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow morning? Let's go here. Okay, fine. It was impromptu. There was no like, we didn't have to worry about anything. It's like, hey, yo, dude, I'm going to fucking Russian Duck and fucking blah, blah, blah tomorrow. You want me to pick you up? You're like, sure. And then that's it. You know what I mean? So it's weird for me because like I'm getting it so I don't get sick, but I have to worry about my wife and my kid because you could still transmit it. You know what I mean? So like with you, Katie, you're gonna be in the same household. You both have it, and then it'd be like, okay, there's really nothing for you guys to really worry about between yourselves. So you could hypothetically go out and do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like me.
They say like you can hang out with, if you're vaccinated, you can hang out with people as long as everyone who comes in contact with any of those people are vaccinated. Like, like if anyone isn't vaccinated, you should keep wearing masks and all that.
Well, the reason why that is because for the person who isn't vaccinated, because for you, because if that person gets it, they could potentially get sick. So, if you were to go to, and that's going to be really interesting to see how they handle that moving forward. Like, are they going to, what kind of credentials are they going to ask people to show, or how do you prove to someone that you are? You know what I mean? Like even like when I went for my second shot, when I was leaving, the woman said, she's like, you need to take this card and leave it at home. Never take it out, but take a photocopy of it. So if people ask you for it, you can show it to them because you don't want to lose this. Right. I'm like, okay, well, then how does that prevent some asshole from just photoshopping some shitty fucking photocopied version of their card? You know what I mean? Like, like I can like make that shit like in 3 seconds in Photoshop.
That's my kind of biggest worry, that people are just going to be like, oh, I'm vaccinated, I can do whatever I want. and like for like situations where they don't ask for credentials, they could just be like, oh, I'm vaccinated.
Well, or they'll be like, hey, my that HIPAA law prevents you from asking me about those assholes. But you know what I mean? Like that lady that got arrested twice in 1 week or some shit like that. Not wearing a mask. But here's the thing about that, and this is where I don't have a huge issue with it, is because the only reason why it's an issue for me is that there's my wife and my child, who my wife will probably get the vaccine probably after she stops breastfeeding. You know what I mean? Just to be on the safe side. Yeah. And then my kid, I don't know. I have no idea. So for the foreseeable future, there's some indifference or like something. It's in the air for us. Right. But let's say I didn't have a baby. It was just me and my wife. I don't care. Because that person's like faking it. The only person that would get hurt is that person. If they die and they're that asshole, then fuck them. Let them die. Right. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, if that person's going out of the way to say, like, I have it, this is no big deal. That person dies, that's on them. That's not on me. You know what I mean? Like, they want to play that stupid game. They get stupid stuff, you know? Yeah. I just can't wait to fucking go randomly to fucking random brewery. You know how many breweries I just randomly want to go to now? Like, so many new ones opened.
Yeah. I think maybe next weekend I'm gonna try and get Katie to go with me to somewhere. I don't know. I kind of want to go to Muckraker. I kind of want to go to Drownlands. And then I think there was someplace else. Oh, there's like some brewery in Maryland, because Katie was like, I just want to take a day trip somewhere because she has like the next week off. And so I was like, oh, we should go to Maryland for something. They have I forget what it is. forget what it is. I think it's, or I don't remember specifically why the brewery. I think it's Suspended Brewery, but I don't know. I forget. There was some reason I wanted to go there, but
Well, that Drownlands thing would be fun because that's a cool trip because you could, depending on where you want to go, you know, you go to like there's all kinds of cool little loops you do with that.
yeah.
Like you could do District 96 to Newburgh and drink all the fucking brown ale you want, and then circle down. And from like Newburgh to Rushing Duck is only like a half an hour. So it's from District 96 to Newburgh is less than a half an hour, and then from Newburgh to Rushing Duck is a half an hour, and then from Rushing Duck to Tin Barn and Drownlands is 12 minutes, and then from Drownlands to Muckraker I think is like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then there's that Weston Brew Works. They're kind of on the way. They're a fun little farm brewery up there. Glenmere.
Is that the one we stopped at? The one that's up on the hill?
Yeah. All that shit's around. There's so many in Equilibrium if you want to go there, but like it also has to do with which ones are open. You know, like Drownlands Tap Room's open, Tin Barn's open, Muckraker's open, but like Equilibrium isn't open yet, but they're gonna open. Russian Duck is open. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure Newburgh is open. Their tap room's the size of fucking a gymnasium. So.
I'm gonna go grab another Miller High Life.
As you should. I'll jump into the comments real quick. Steven chiming in saying, quick, tell us what you really think of that. I got back too quickly. Harry chiming in, what's going on, homie? Travis Morita chiming in saying he's a pharmacist leading a mass vaccine clinic with a smiley face. Very cool. And he says vaccine antibodies get passed through breast milk and can protect the kiddo. That's the thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know the truth. I haven't done enough research by it. So that would be a great thing. And we've talked about that. We're not quite sure what the actual facts are because I don't know if science knows enough of it. Like, has the vaccine been around long enough to where they know for sure that it produces antibodies that they know for sure gets passed through breast milk? And again, you're a pharmacist, you know better than me, but like, has it been studied enough to where you know that? Like, for example, my wife and I both had COVID at the end of in the beginning of November, beginning of December. So we technically might still have antibodies left. So she might have produced antibodies while our child was growing. You know what I mean? So who knows what kind of ill that caused the child, but also what kind of positives. Maybe my kid has antibodies just naturally from her getting COVID. You know, we got it at the end of November and gave birth in the middle of March. So we don't know. And that's the thing, like, it's so up in the air. It's just not quite sure. Svjord, saying good evening, Hermanos Americanos. And he says, just opened my very first Adroit Theory beer, a Belgian style quad. Yeah, they do. I mean, they have promoted and pushed their beer quite a bit in and around the whole of U.S. and now getting over there in Europe. So I've had like one or two beers from them, and they've all of them been quite fun. Have you ever had anything from them, Keith?
I don't think so. Unless you opened something one time.
Most of the stuff I've had from them came from a specific person, like hanging out at their house. You know, all ever hung out together. But yeah.
Did you have that Marlowe Pale Ale?
Yeah. Did you? Yeah.
No. I just picked it up right before I got it here.
I bought it, and I bought it, and I decided I am not reviewing. I don't think I reviewed it. I'm pretty sure I said I'm not reviewing this before even opening it. I said these are beers I'm drinking. These are not for review. Like, I'm not going to review them. I'm just going to like hang out and drink them. And I thought it was really good. So I might have actually reviewed one because I was like, I got to fucking review this now. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're so good, man. Their low ABV hazy stuff is This is really fucking good, dude.
What's that?
Bradley, I have to set that Bottle King in Mansfield. It's a little dry hopped hazy, but it's brewed with Citra and Cascade, so new school, old school, and also dry hopped with both. So it's like it's bitter, and it's not overly sweet. It's 5.5%. It's delicious. It's really good. Ooh, 6 o'clock. We can start making dinner, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I don't want to.
You're like I got 20, 30 minutes in here, and you're like, we're at 45 minutes right now. So
yeah. Well, I jumped on at I think I jumped at it.
You said you had 20, 30 minutes when you typed, which was like 5 minutes before we went live.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have just said no because now I don't want to do anything. I'll just hang out.
Or I could just stop the stream and start cooking.
You could. I mean, I'm not. I can go through this stuff later after dinner. Like, we don't have like plans for tonight, so it's not like.
What did you just bring? Like, grab a bunch of boxes of shit?
Yeah. Yeah. Some stuff. I brought some stuff that I'm just gonna like throw up on eBay or something, but it's just most of it's just stuff that I don't need anymore, that I just have to go through to see if there is actually something I need or want.
Your parents cleaning out storage in the old house. Get your shit out of here. You want to put a fucking billiards room downstairs?
No, not really. Just I'm more using this opportunity to just like go through all the stuff I've like hoarded over the years. Because there is a lot of it. And yeah. But yeah. What about you? Are there any beers that you reviewed or are looking to review? Looking forward to reviewing?
Yeah, there's a bunch, man. Like I have a couple things that I had that were pretty good. The one dude sent off a bunch of beers. I posted them all today from Orono Brewing. This guy, he does
what brewing?
Orono Brewing out of Maine. Orona. No, Orano. Orono Brewing. And he sent me a bunch of beers. He actually reached out to me. He's like the general manager there. And he reached out to me not for beer stuff. He's like, I want to send you beers for the channel, but he's like, I have a podcast. I want to know if you want to come on the podcast as a guest. And I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, I'll send you some beers. He's like, just do whatever you want with them. He's like, it's not like you need to save them for the podcast or whatever. I was like, okay. And they're really good. Like they had a collab in there with like Vitamin C Brewing, and they had like a couple collabs, and it was like a bunch of hazies, but there was also like a mixed culture beer, and they're all really, really good. I'm trying to think what else I've had. Look at my list of stuff. So I had some aged dry log beers with Strange Roots dry log before they became Strange Roots. Someone sent me some aged stuff, and they were fun. One was poopy, one was good, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah,
I got some.
I keep seeing like old dry log bottles just popping up places. I mean, not recently, but like over like the last year or two. Like they just pop up. Like every once in a while, I'll go to Shangy's and like they'll have a bunch of dry log bottles.
Well, that's because
I don't know if they.
Shangy was their first distributor before anybody. So like they actually dry log. What they did was they signed a contract with Shangy's to distribute their beer like the first time they've ever put beer out in the world, and then they eventually signed a contract with Shelton Brothers to distribute their beers outside of Pennsylvania. So that's why Shangy's, he probably hoarded stuff on purpose, because there were like, you know, Belgian beers, wild ales, mixed culture stuff that meant to be aged. So if you go to Shangy's, chances are you're going to find a bunch of old stuff there. I bet you go to Sab's, you'll find a bunch of old fucking dry log and stuff like that too. I have a milkshake barley wine coming up.
Oh, did you review it already? Or
yeah. I'm reading all the stuff that I have like already recorded.
How was that? Or
I don't say.
With that,
I don't want to say. And I have a bunch of videos I actually don't know what they are. I haven't like, I've moved them all on my computer, but I haven't like titled them. They're just numbers. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Like I'll post this one I'm excited for. And I'll post the brewery one tonight. I'll probably post that after. And yeah.
I have to I still have to, because when we had that one snowstorm, Katie and I did a bunch of videos, and the one night, the last beer we drank was a 14% Imperial Rye Porter aged in some sort of bourbon barrels or something. And I have to edit that video because we were like, it was like we did a bunch of videos and then we drank that. So I have to edit it a little bit. But that one I'm looking forward to putting up. I just have to edit out some things because like we were basically like acting like it wasn't being recorded. So
Gotcha. You basically were saying wild shit. Had nothing.
Yeah. Like not like bad stuff, just like nothing, like just like not relative to whatever. I
understand, man. I've done the same thing. Steven coming in. He said, "What do you think of that? How would you say that? I called it Jardiner. Jardinier is probably how I would pronounce it.
Yeah, probably. If I was just looking at it, I'd probably say Jardinier or something.
I would go Jardinier. Jardinier. I saw one on clearance shelf for $5 recently and passed for now. It's awesome, dude. Really fucking awesome. Like, really delicious. Like, if I can get, this is $7.50. I could buy 750s of this for $5. I'd buy all of it and just drink them as water. And I'd bring them to work. Like, they'd be like, "What are you drinking?" I'd be like, "This is electrolyte juice." You know, just be like, "It's in a glass bottle." I'll be like, "Yeah, it's artisanal." And yeah, it's that good. Thoughts on the brewery in general? I'm still not insanely knowledgeable about sour mix fermentation stuff. Well, the brewery, here's the deal with the brewery, and they weren't a mixed fermentation sour brewery. My fucking iPad's gonna die. They're I should go. I'll do this brand, but I'll do the plug. But they were just they did some mixed culture, sour stuff, all that kind of things. Yeah, but they were predominantly just a big burly barrel-aged brewery beer. Like they would make like Chocolate Rain and Black Tuesday and like all those kind of beers, and they did a bunch of different kind of big burly, like I'm talking burly, man. All they did was 750s of fucking 19% fucking ale. You know what I mean? They were just going crazy, and then they started to flirt with some sour stuff, and then what happened was they had an infection issue with their white chocolate. It was one of their bigger beers, and it ended up getting infected. It was one of the beers that actually went infected, tasted pretty damn good, but it was still got infected, and it fucked their shit up for like a year. And what they did was they ended up just building a whole completely new building. And left that old brewery as their sour brewery, the Tarot fucking brewery, the sour program, and then started up the other stuff in the other fucking you know what I mean, other facility. So their beers are fun. Like almost all the like big barrel aged stuff is like almost for me like a celebration beer. Like I'd bring it to a party and drink with a bunch of friends. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I haven't drank Black Tuesday to my dome by myself because that has happened. But they're huge. Like when I see somebody open like a barrel aged ale from the brewery and it's 16%, I go, wow, that's low. That's a low ABV version of what they typically do. Like if they're like that, it's like when you get something 6%, it's so insane how low ABV it is. But I like what they do. I think they're fun. You know, for the whatchamacallit, those playing along at home. Um, Patrick Roux from the brewery was like one of the first ever master cicerones. Not that that matters, but it's like, you know, like he was like one of those people that really gave a shit about that kind of stuff, which is, you know, take that for what it's worth if you're a big cicerone kind of guy. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I like them. Let's put it that way. Anyway. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. What about you, Keith? What's your experience with the brewery?
I haven't had a ton of stuff from them, but I've had, I think like, I don't remember hating anything that I had from them, but the one thing that I had from them that sticks out in my head is I drank like a 6-year-old Tart of Darkness.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was, is that
It's one of my fans. I should just let it go. Someone's spamming the comments because they love me so much. It's like when someone like can't get enough of you and will just like go out of their way to do that kind of stuff. It's like the best compliment ever. So it's like, oh my god, oh, it's the best thing ever. You know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, it's like, are you watching the comments? There's like 19 billion people doing it.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw some of them.
Yeah, when people love you that much, it's kind of how you have to deal with it. You know, it is what it is. Yeah.
That's why I'm happy with my 90 subscribers, and that's
Oh, once you hit that 100, it's over, brother. That's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get.
Actually, I haven't done any live streams yet, so I don't know if I'm actually gonna get any of those. I do get those spam comments though.
Oh yeah, those are.
Everybody gets those, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Anyway, with that in mind, I think I'm gonna go because I don't want to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of want to relax and hang out with my kid. And you need to go make dinner.
Yeah. Well, clean up a little bit and then make dinner.
There you go. One last comment before we go. How about that? It says, Raul saying, love your reviews. What's your what are your Midwest barrel aged stouts that you prefer, excluding Bourbon County stouts? Midwest. You know, actually, you know, it's hard to say. I mean, Pipeworks makes a bunch of really good barrel aged stouts out there. Chicago barrel aged stouts. I mean, Revolution Brewing. I mean, come on, like that's one of the best barrel aged programs in the country, let alone in the world. Perennial, their barrel aged Vermilion barley wine. I know that's not a stout, but their bigger stouts and barley wines are quite nice.
Have you?
Coonan Brewing in Michigan, a bunch of their bigger stuff is excellent. I mean, there's two brothers, or is it two brothers? I think it's two brothers. Nah, old school brewery out of that area, Midwest, that makes really good stuff. If you go further south, you start to get down into if you consider New Orleans Midwest. I don't know if that's considered Midwest, or is that deep south or whatever. But Texas has some great places. When I think Midwest, I think of more of that Indiana, Chicago, Wisconsin kind of area. So you're talking about New Glarus, you're talking about like those kind of breweries and stuff like that. There's some really good stuff. Anything in particular that you dig on?
No, probably Revolution and I've had a couple stouts from. I guess I haven't had any barrel aged stouts from Hop Butcher. I don't even know if they have done barrel aged stouts, but I just remember liking the stouts I've had from them. But yeah, Revolution is probably the only one. I don't think the only one I was going to say. I don't know if you've had any barrel aged stuff from them or stouts from them, but like Side Project.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's like super rare boutique stuff. I don't know if I've had any barrel aged stuff. I know I had a bunch of Side Project stuff, but I think it's more mixed culture stuff like that. I don't think I don't remember if I have. I'd have to go look, but I mean, their barrel aged stuff is people go ballistic over. So I'm assuming it's pretty good. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Quick little live stream. Yeah, we're hanging out. Keith, you have fun making dinner, making the girlfriend happy.
Oh, I will.
And we will. I forgot about hanging out this week. I have to do the whole one month quarantine thing before I can hang out. So another 2 weeks. I'll be COVID safe and also baby safe. So about 2 more weeks. We're gonna chug some beers outside. It'll be nice and warm. I'll be all sweaty. You'll be all complaining about humidity. It'll be fantastic.
Do you still have those Ecliptic stouts?
I have 2 left. Those I had 4. One was not paired with that set. It was like just a 5% alt ale set. I drank that. But last night I drank one of the base, which I reviewed previously, and also was one of the beers when I say I want a big, rich stout at the end of the night, but I don't want to open a 10%. Well, I opened that one. That's basically what I had in mind when I made the comment. So, but yeah. Anyway, we will be back soon enough. So hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little chat. Hopefully, you're enjoying some good beer right now. Go check Keith out at 3 Lumber. Spell out with the words, not the numbers. Russ, got anything else, brother?
Nope, I don't think so. I'm going to be drinking Miller High Life.
Yeah, drink Miller High Life and enjoy life. So hopefully you enjoyed the cast. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, guys.